Empowered women empower women. This quote beautifully sums up what a Super Stree stands for. Every episode has showcased how women continue to inspire the world. From educators to athletes, entrepreneurs to change makers, their accomplishments know no bounds.
Namaste. It is with immense excitement and heartfelt gratitude we welcome you to the season finale of the Super Stree series. We are certain that our viewers have been profoundly moved by the stories we have shared on this show. It is undeniable that our Super Strees have inspired us beyond measure.
As students, the process of creating Super Stree has been truly enlightening. We are deeply grateful for this opportunity to contribute to the success of this show. This journey has been a transformative experience filled with growth, learning and empowerment.
Today, as we reflect on this journey, we have realized that learning is a lifelong process. The impact of these inspirational stories go beyond our screen. It resonates within each one of us, urging us to chase our dreams fearlessly. Super Stree has now become more than just a show. It stands as a testament of the potential of every individual. As we bid farewell to this unforgettable season of Super Stree, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all of you for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember, the spirit of Super Stree lives on within each and every one of you. So go out there and create waves of change in the world. And stay tuned because another captivating show is coming your way.
Namaste and welcome to yet another episode of Super Stree, a talk show about women who have achieved great things in their own way. I am Prachi Bhasin and today we have with us a woman of wonder who has rightly proved that in order to be a successful, multi-talented person in the modern day, we ought to channelize our talents. Miss Arshiya Afsar, who is the founder and former director of Iris Florets, the Happy Play School, Bachpan, a play school, Sakalya Academy and Academic Heights Public School. She has done her training abroad and conducts audits for schools, advising and guiding them to achieve the best for their children. Let us now watch a short video of Miss Arshiya's journey. Miss Arshiya was brought up in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in the Indian International School. Her source of inspiration is her family that fostered a love for learning and intellectual pursuits from a tender age. She pursued her career at a very early age, at the peak of her profound curiosity and insatiable thirst for knowledge. She serves as an expert at esteemed institutions, delivering speeches and captivating audiences with her lucid and eloquent explanations. Miss Arshiya holds the record for the Education Entrepreneur of the Year and has been awarded the Businesswoman of the Year. She has been widely recognized for her work during COVID for empowering schools, students and women entrepreneurs. Miss Arshiya is passionate about using her knowledge for the greater good by working closely with the Hyderabad City Police, Traffic Police, SHE teams and the Bharosa Center. She has actively engaged in humanitarian efforts supporting causes such as gender equality and education for underprivileged communities. With a career spanning almost 2 decades and accomplishments that have redefined the very fabric of her industry, she has risen to the pinnacle of her craft. Miss Arshiya is rightly a master of her art and a beacon of inspiration. Let us now welcome our guest for the day, Miss Arshiya Afsar. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
We welcome you to the Suchitra Super Stree platform. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here with us today. Our viewers and I eagerly await to know more about you. Let us now begin with the first question. What was the vision behind your action?
Well, I always believe that you start with a vision, and My father, who was my inspiration, was a visionary. So when I started thinking about what I wanted to do with my life when I was around your age, I was lost. I was nowhere. And when I came to India for the first time and I started studying here, I realized that there were a lot of things that India had to offer. Like, you know, the people here were far more colorful than people around the world, and they were funnier and they had fantastic sense of humor. And what I realized was that I loved all that. You know, I loved people, and I loved being around people. I loved making friends, and that's where I got my calling, that whatever I wanted to do around people. Not just that, when I started first, I was very, very apprehensive because it was a new country for me, and I didn't know how to go about things here. But when I settled down, I realized that there was a lot that India had to offer me, and I started my first job as an advertising executive, and I started writing. And I realized that all I wanted to do was either be on stage or be in a position where people could see me, listen to me, or read what I wrote. So I think that's where my vision came from, that I wanted to always do something with people, for people.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your experience. Ma'am, since you are a part of so many different fields, how well do you think have you maintained a positive work-life balance throughout it all?
Yes, positive work-life balance. I understand why you are asking me this, because usually people think that when it comes to women and women who are professionals and who go out there to make a living or do something for themselves, that things become difficult for them at home. But actually, I feel it's just the opposite, because when a woman goes out, automatically her family and her home become a huge support system for her. So I think for me, that's exactly what happened. So a plain and simple answer, it was my family. First, it was my parents who were my support system. Then it was my husband who was my support system. And of course, now it's my children. So I think when all of us worked together as a single unit and we all knew what our responsibilities were, it became really, really easy to balance outside home and inside home.
That sounds great. I'm sure all of us have a lot to learn from you. Ma'am, I would like to know, how did your earlier career choices lead you to where you are today?
Actually, they are the reason that I am where I am today. I started with advertising. I then moved on to the education industry, and which happened to me by chance. I had just gone for my child's admission, and then I got into being owner of schools, and I started buying schools, and then I started my own brand. So I think my choices not just made me who I am professionally today, but they've made me who I am personally as well. Because with my advertising, I realized that, I love, like I said, to be around people, and that's what I realized. And I also realized that everything in its small way is marketing and advertising. Today, people talk about digital media, social media, and all these things came from, like when I was just hardly 21. So I realized that everything has to be marketed. You go to a shop and you buy a chocolate, right? So the chocolate, the one that has the better wrapper versus the same chocolate, same ingredients without a really fancy wrapper will be a huge difference in your buying as well. You can market it and sell it. So that's where I got that from. When I entered the education industry, my understanding of children, my love for children, and my love for doing something for the future of our country or the world, because that's you guys, right? The children, you're going to make up the future. So that again came from the same thought process. Of course, it really greatly helped me to take care of my own children and understand them as well. Today, as I do mentoring or training after my years of experience, that again has given me a huge platform to be able to use my experience, my years of skills and expertise to give back and make a difference there. So I think everything that I am is based on mainly my career choices more than anything before that.
That was really helpful, ma'am. I'm sure all of us now know the importance of taking the right decisions earlier in our life. Ma'am, what according to you is that one most important skill that every leader should have?
Oh, wonderful. So, actually, leadership gives you a whole list of things that you should probably have. But I feel a leader should set by example. That's, I think, a skill that a leader should have. Because it's very easy to tell people what to do, maybe even explain to them how to do it. But when you do it yourself, not only will they understand better how they are supposed to perform, but it gives them a whole lot of motivation. So people talk about motivation, and I feel motivation is a lot to do with showing rather than just saying. So you can of course have lots of motivational sessions with people that you work with or people that you associate with, but when you do it yourself and they see you doing it, it makes a whole lot of difference. So I can just summarize that into as a leader, set by example, do and show, therefore motivate them.
Well, I think all the student viewers must be taking notes, and I am going to do so as well.
Perfect.
What would be your message to all the budding Super Strees out there who are still finding themselves?
Well, I think believe in yourself. I think that's about it. As long as you believe in yourself and you tell yourself, I can do it, that should be more than enough. So there is something I use whenever I go for any sessions. I tell people to get up in the morning, spend about a couple of minutes on your bed, and instead of just getting off the bed immediately, spend a couple of minutes on your bed, close your eyes, think about someone you love the most, think about a beautiful memory. You can meditate a little bit if you want. Then you get off the bed. Wherever you go first, whether you're going to brush your teeth or whatever it is, look at yourself in the mirror, all right? Look at yourself hard in the mirror, smile, and then say, I love myself. I'm the best and I can do it. All right. So this affirmation every day would be an added bonus to how your day would start and how your day is going to end. So I would say, believe in yourself. Remind yourself that you can do anything and you will be able to do it. The universe will conspire to make sure that that happens.
Wow, I think that all the women are now feeling encouraged and empowered by those words. Lastly, can you give our generation an advice to achieve our goals and dreams?
I think your generation would need to be focused to begin with, because there is so much around you, and I don't blame you. It's very easy to be swayed by 100 things around you. When we were younger, we had less to distract us from. Now you have more to distract you from. So I guess first one would be to be really focused. Second, more than just giving an advice, I would request all of you to stay connected. You know, stay connected with us, stay connected with your families, stay connected with your grandparents, stay connected with your cousins, the friends that you would have left behind. Stay connected with all of us, because I feel your generation is a bit disconnected, you know, because you have so many other things to connect with, like you have your phones and you have your media. So I guess you have lesser time to be connected to us. So that's the second thing I would tell all of you, to just stay connected to us. We would love that, and trust me, it'll be a mutually beneficial thing to do.
I completely agree, ma'am. Thank you for imparting your valuable knowledge to all of us. It was truly an honor to have this opportunity to speak to you today. As a memoir, we request you to please sign this card for us.
Thank you so much. Though I have been to interviews before, but I have never been interviewed by a young girl like yourself. So I am super excited about this, and I must say, I wish this would have lasted longer.
So did I, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Season 2.